Hello, okay. Ngayon, let's discuss mechanics of deformable bodies. And for today's lesson, we will discuss simple stresses. Okay, so first, for simple stresses, i-discuss muna po natin is the normal stress, which is force over area, wherein yung area po natin is perpendicular or yung force po natin is perpendicular dun sa ating force. And we have this formula force over area. Okay? So, yung ating pong normal force is represented as sigma. No? So, yan po yung magiging representation niya in some of the books. No? Pero dito, nilagyan ko siyang N para malaman nating normal force. Kasi, meron pa po tayo isang simple stress which is called bearing stress, which is sigma din po yung kanyang symbol. And that's sigma B. But what is the difference between normal force and normal stress and bearing stress? Uh, Normal stress can be, or it's either tension or compressive or compression, while the bearing stress, it is a contact stress or it is always compressive stress. Okay? So stress is the unit of strength or the unit strength of material, and tensile strength is tensile force and area perpendicular to each other, and compressive stress is compressive force and area are perpendicular to each other. Okay? So yung stresses natin for normal stress, no, i-identify po natin as tension and compression. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan po natin yung ating normal stress, magsagot na agad tayo ng example. Okay? So, for example number 1, so sabi po dito, the frame shown in figure 1.1, so ito po yung figure 1.1 natin, shows 3 pin end bars, AD, BD, and CD. The bars are identical material and cross-section of 500 mm square, and the ultimate stress capacity of each is 420 megapascal. Using factor of safety of 3, determine the uh, ultimate load P that would be applied to the system at point D. Okay? So, how do we analyze this or how do we solve this? No, okay? So, let's write first the givens. No? So, yung area daw po natin is 500 millimeters square. And then, we have ultimate stress. Okay? So, let's represent normal stress as sigma. Okay? And then, yung given po sa atin is ultimate stress, no? So, kapag ultimate stress, lagyan lang po natin ng sub U. Okay? So, ultimate stress is equal to 420 megapascal. Okay? And then, we have factor of safety of 3. And to get the maximum capacity, or what we call allowable normal stress. Okay? So, normal stress or the allowable normal stress or the capacity normal stress is equal sa ultimate stress over factor of safety. Okay? So, let's get first this our normal stress. Okay? So, normal stress is equal sa 420 divided by 3. Okay? So, let's evaluate this. 420 divided by 3. Okay, so, we have 140 megapascal. Okay? So, meaning ito po yung maximum or the allowable stress so that the body will not fail. No? So, 140 megapascal daw for member AD, BD, and CD. Okay? So, next, ang gagawin po natin dyan is dapat po nating itry sa body AD, CD, and BD yung ating limit stress or yung ating moment or yung ating stress capacity, no? And we will make sure na yung ibang body ay hindi magfe-fail kapag ito po yung ginamit natin as stress of that body. Okay? So for example, analyzing the situation, we can get the stress of other body or one body by using summation forces horizontal equals to 0. Okay, so the only body that we have horizontal component is AD and CD. Okay, so for AD, let's say PAD sine 75. So that would be the x component or the PADX. Okay, and then let's get also the PCDX. Okay, so that would be negative plus PCD sine 30 is equals to 0. And we all know that stress is equals to P over A. Okay? So, if stress is equals to P over A, we all know that P is equals to sigma A. Okay? So, first, let's try 140 to stress AD. Okay? This would be negative stress AD times area sine 75 plus stress CD times area sine 30 equals 0. Okay? So hindi po natin pwedeng pagsabayin na 140 agad yung stress ng dalawang body. Kasi kapag pinagsabayin natin yan, wala po tayong makukuha. Hindi po natin matetest kung kaya ba talaga ng body na yon given this situation. Okay? Given this situation, no? Kailangan isa-isa lang po nating itetest yung 140 megapascal, no? Kailangan po nating itest kung hindi po magpe-fail yung ibang body kapag ginamit natin yung isang body sa stress na giniven po sa atin, no? Okay, so for first case, okay, so let stress AD is equals to 140 megapascal. Okay, so when stress AD is 140 megapascal, okay, so let's substitute. So negative 140 sine 75 plus, kulang pa. So negative 140 times yung area po natin na 500 sine 75 plus sigma CD times 500 sine 30, okay, equals 0. Sigma CD would be, okay, so makakancel dito yung 500, no? Kasi common factor naman. So, sigma CD would be 140 sine 75 over sine 30. Okay. So, sigma CD or stress CD is 270, which is not right. Okay? So, bakit hindi po yan tama? Kasi po, yan po ay greater than 140. And sabi po dyan, all the body, ADBD or all the member of the frame, ADBD and CD, has the limit stress of 140 megapascal. So, meaning lang po nun, hanggang 140 lang po dapat ang stress po natin. Eh, lumampas po siya, naging 270.46. So, this assumption is wrong. Okay? So, since this is wrong, so pupuntahan po natin yung isang body natin. Okay? So, CD, let sigma CD equals 140. So, mangyayari po dyan, negative sigma AD times 500 sine 75 plus sigma CD times, sigma CD is 140. Okay? So, 140 times 500 sine 30 is equals to 0. And kapag ka po in-evaluate po natin yan, yung atin pong sigma AD will be, so, mangyari po dyan, babaliktarin lang po natin to, So, ito 30, ito naman po yung 75. Okay. Ito naman yung 75. So, sigma AD is 72.46. 72.47 megapascal. And that is less than 140. Therefore, sigma AD, we will use 72.47 megapascal. Okay? So, yan, meron na po tayo niyan. Sir, paano po ang ating sigma BD? So, sigma BD would be 140 megapascal. Okay? So, yun na po yung gagamitin natin sa kanya. Okay, so, masunod po natin gagawin dyan. Magle-let na tayo or mag-summation forces. Vertical na po tayo equal sa 0. Okay? So, mangyari dyan, store ko muna po ito sa A kasi gagamitin natin mamaya. Okay? So, mangyari po dyan, so, lahat ng pataas, okay? So, ayun po ay PAD, cosine 75 plus PBD plus PCD cosine 30 would be equals sa P. And ito po yung pinapahanap sa atin. Okay? So, we all know that PAD is equal sa sigma AD times 500 or times area and as well as PBD and tsaka PCD. So, mangyayari po dyan, ito po ay 72.47 times 500 cosine 75 plus 140 times 500 plus 140 times 500 cosine 30 is equals to P. Okay? So, lahat po yan ay sigma BD. No? So, sigma A pala. Sigma A. Okay? So, sigma A. No? So, ito, sigma A din yan. No? So, mag-equals po yan sa P natin na hinahanap. Okay? So, yung P po natin, kapag ka po kinalculate po natin yan, so, alpha A times 500 cosine 75 plus 140 times 500 plus 140 times 500 cosine 30. That would be, ayan, 140,000 Newton or P is equal sa 140 kilonewtons. Okay? So, this would be our final answer for this example. Okay, so dito naman tayo sa example number 2. So, sabi po dyan, a hollow steel tube with an inside diameter of 200 mm is subjected to an axial tensile force of 400 kilonewton. Determine the thickness of the tube if the stress is limited to 130 megapascal. Ano? So, madali lang po yan. No? So, yung atin pong force, syempre, ang nai-stress na part po dyan, syempre, hindi naman itong loob na ito. Ano? Kasi, butas po yan. Kasi hollow tube yan. So, ang nai-stress na part po dyan is ito. Okay? So, meaning, yung force po natin, dito po siya naka-applied sa area po na iyan. Ano? So, napakadali lang. Stress is equal sa P over A. And sabi po dyan, yung limit stress po natin is 130 megapascals. Okay? So, yan. Yan daw po yung ating limit stress. So, ang pinapakuha po sa atin is ano daw po yung thickness ng ating hollow tube. Ano? So, ang gagawin lang po natin dyan, kukuhanin lang po natin yung inner diameter. Ano? So, ang mangyayari po kasi dyan, yung area po niyan, okay? So, area ng big circle minus area ng ating small circle. No? So, mangyayari dyan, 130. No? Okay? So, take note that megapascal is equal sa Newton per millimeter square. Ano? So, pag ako kasi, gusto ko kasi laging consistent yung ating units. Ano? So, dapat yung ating 400 kilonewton, ma-convert muna po natin into newtons. Ano? So, yung P po natin is 400 kilonewton tatimesan lang po natin ng 1,000 para maging newtons. And then, divided by yung area po natin. Sabi ko nga ito, area ng big circle minus area ng small circle. So, ang area ng big circle natin is pi over 4 times 200 square minus pi over 4 times yung diameter nung nasa loob na circle. So makakakuha po tayo ng diameter na maliit. So let's evaluate this working equation natin. Okay? So nangyayari po diyan 400 times 1,000, So cross multiply po natin, overrun lang po natin ng 130. Okay? So yan po yung kakalabasan. And then ito pong sagot na to, ma-minus po natin doon sa pi over 4. Okay, pi over 4 times 200 square. Okay? So, yan na. Tapos, didividean po natin yan ng pi over 4. And then, i-square root po natin yan. Square root. So, yan. 189 ang atin pong diameter. 189.9535 mm. So, yan po yung ating diameter. Sir, paano po natin makukuha yung thickness? Para makuha po natin yung thickness, since diameter po yan, So, pag pinag-minus kasi natin yung diameter na malaki, tsaka yung diameter na maliit, ang makukuha po kasi natin is yung dalawang thickness. Okay? So, meaning, 2 times yung thickness is equal sa diameter na malaki minus yung diameter na maliit na nakuha po natin. So, yung atin pong thickness equals po yan saan? So, 200 minus answer divided by 2. And yung atin pong thickness is 5.023 millimeters. Okay? So, ito po yung ating final answer for example number 2. Okay? So, napakadali lang po ng ating normal stress. Okay. So, for the last example of our normal stress, So, let's proceed dito sa ating sunod na example. Okay. So, this is our last example for normal stress. So, sabi po dyan, an aluminum rod is rigidly attached between a steel rod and bronze rod shown in figure 1.3. Axial loads are applied at the position indicated. If P is equals to 12 kN, the cross-sectional area of rod is 600 mm square. Determine the stress of each material. So, ano daw po yung stress dito sa ating mga materials natin dito? So, madali lang po yan mga engineer. And meron po akong dalawang method dito. Okay, so yung una ko pong method is yung ating putol method. Okay? So, sir, paano po yung putol method? Puputol-putulin lang po natin ang ating mga material dyan. And, makukuha na po natin yung kanilang mga corresponding reaction per material. So, for example, ito, pag nagputol po tayo dito, okay, so, ang i-consider nyo po is yung palagi pong kokonti ang reaction po natin. Okay? So, kokonti ang reaction. So, or kokonti yung mga components. So, alin po ba yung ating i-consider dyan? So, i-consider po natin dyan is yung right part. Itong right side na ito. Okay? So, pagka kinonsider po natin yan, So, ganito po kasi yung magiging drawing po niyan. Okay, that's 4P. And since ito po ay steel, so yung reaction po dyan, yan po ay P ng ating steel. Okay? And P steel is equals po saan? Okay? Equals po yan sa 4P. Okay? Kitang-kita nyo naman po dito sa ating equilibrium. Okay? No, and yung atin pong assume is always tension, meaning 4P na tension. Okay? So, hindi po kayo magkakamali dyan pagka kinuha nyo yung stress nyo. Kasi, madidistinguish nyo na yung atin pong normal stress na makukuha pala dyan sa steel na yan is tension. Kasi, tension po yung ating force or pahila. Okay? And then, pag pinutol naman po natin dito, again, let's consider the right side. So, ang mangyayari po dyan is ganito. Ito yung steel. Okay? Ito po yung ating aluminum. Okay? So, ST for steel and AL for aluminum. No? So, meron daw ditong 4P. And then, meron po ditong PAl or P aluminum. And then, dito sa loob, meron pa daw dyang P. Diba? And then, kapag ka po tayo ay nag-equilibrium equation, PAl, negative. No? So, sabihin natin, summation forces X equals 0. So, negative PAl minus P plus 4P is equals to 0. And PAl would be equal sa 3P tension. No? Kasi, tension yung drawing, tapos, nakuha natin, sa equation po natin is positive yung value ng ating P aluminum. So, ganyan po yung putol method. And then, syempre, paano ba magiging equilibrium itong ating force, no? So, ito, meron po tayo ditong 4P pa kanan and then meron tayong P dito pa kaliwa. So, dito sa ating fixed end, meron din po tayong 3P dapat dyan. Okay? So, kapag pinutol natin itong bronze na ito, dapat tayo po ay ang atin pong i-consider, sabi ko nga, lagi pong yung may pinaka-konting figure or yung may pinaka-konting parameter. So, ito po yun. Yung i-consider naman natin is itong left side. And kapag pinutol po natin yung bronze, so meron po tayong fix dito. So, nandito po ang ating 3P. Ito po yung ating bronze. Okay? And then, ito po yung ating PBR. And PBR, so, napakasimple. Titingnan nyo lang, PBR is equals to 3P tension. Okay? So, makukuha na po natin ang lahat ng stress ng ating material. No? So, lahat naman daw po yan ay 600 mm ang cross-section. Okay? So, kuhanin muna po natin sa ating steel. So, para sa steel, sigma ST is equal sa 4 times. So, ano daw po ang ating P? Sabi ng P, 12 kN daw po yan. Ano? So, 4P, 12 times 1,000 kasi gagawin lang po natin siyang Newton times 1,000 over yung atin pong area na 600. No? So, ano po ang ating stress ST or stress na steel? So, 4 times 12 times 1,000 over 600. Okay? So, yan. 80 megapascal. No? So, mali po ang sagot pagka 80 megapascal agad yan. No? So, dapat i-distinguish nyo kung anong klaseng normal stress po yan. So, since ang atin pong force is tension, so, ayan po, 80 megapascal tension. Okay? And then, for our aluminum, okay? So, yung aluminum po natin is 3P. Okay? 3P tension. So, meaning, yung atin pong sigma al is equal sa 3 times 12 times 1,000 over 600. Okay? So, yung atin pong stress, aluminum is equal sa, so, gawin ko lang po itong 3. Ayan, 60 megapascal tension. And then, since parehas po ang ating bronze and aluminum na 3P, meaning yung atin pong sigma bronze o sigma BR would be 3 times 12 times 1,000 over 600. That would be sigma BR o sigma bronze is equal sa 60 megapascal tension. Okay? So, ganyan po yung pag-solve po natin using putol method, no? Or section method, no? So, pangit naman ang tawag ko, putol method. Pero ganyan po yung aking ginagawa. Ano? Nung ako po'y college, halos ganyan po lagi yung aking method. puputol-putulin. Pero meron pa po tayong isang method, no? So, for example, ayaw nyo magputol kasi nalilito kayo. Okay? Ayaw nyo nang nalilito kasi puputol. Hindi alam kung alin yung gagamiting side. So, ganito na lang po yung gawin natin, no? Ipapakita ko din po sa inyo dito sa yung ating diagram method, no? So, syempre, pakita ko din sa inyo yung diagram method kasi baka hindi ko alam kung saan kayo mas madadalian, kung dito sa ating diagram o kaya doon sa ating section method. So, sa diagram method po, ganito po yung gagawin po natin mga engineer. Ano? So, magdo-drawing lang po tayo ng line. Okay? Ayan, line. And then, ilagay din po natin dito yung ating fix. Okay? Yan yung fix. And then, mag-ano po tayo dito ng 0. Yan, 0 sa line na yan. And then, kapag ka po ang diagram natin is nasa taas, that would be positive or tension. And kapag ka naman yung ating drawing is nasa baba, that would be negative or compression. Okay? So, ibahin ko yung kulay ng aking pan-drawing. Okay? So, ngayon, magsaset lang po tayo ng positive direction. Okay? So, dito, ginaya ko lang to, ano, dito ako naglagay ng fix, no? So, syempre, ang kauna-unang external force na makikita po natin diyan is 3P, which is yung atin pong reaction dito sa ating fixed area. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko lang po diyan, mga engineer, ang gagawin ko lang po, ano, kung ano po yung unang external load na nakita ko, yun po yung gagawin kong positive direction. Okay? So, let us assign that our positive direction is to the left. Okay? So, since to the left ang ating positive direction, no? So, yung drawing ko, pagka left yung arrow is pataas. Okay? So, hahatiin ko lang po ito sa tatlong segment kasi dito sa ating drawing, nahati po siya sa tatlong segment. So mahati po siya sa tatlong segment. Sorry. So tingin ko lang siya sa tatlong segment, 1.2, 1.4 at saka yung 0.8. Ayan. So dito sa dulo sa ating bronze, 3P daw. So tataas po ako ngayon ng 3P. Okay? And then, i-connect ko lang po dito sa hanggang sa kung saan yung segment ng ating bronze. No? Kasi yung segment ng ating bronze ay 1.2. Yung ating namang aluminum is 1.4. If I'm not mistaken. Okay, 1.4. And then, lagyan ko lang to ng hatian ha. Ayan. Para hindi tayo malito. Ayan. Okay? So, and this would be 0.8 meter. Okay? So, yan. So, yan po ay 3P. No? Kasi, yung ating unang external diagram is pa-left and then pa-left is positive. So, ang value po nun is 3P. Again, dito po ba sa hatian na to, may nakita po kayong P? Dito sa ating diagram. Dito sa part na to, may nakita na ba agad kayong P? Wala pa po. So, kasi itong P na to, dito po siya naka-apply. Nagets nyo po ba? Dito po naka-apply yung P na yan. So, since wala pa diyang P, i-diretso lang po natin hanggang dun sa end ng segment ng ating aluminum. So, that would be 3P. And since nasa taas sila, positive po yan. And tension po yung ating force dyan. No? So, yan po kasi yung nagre-represent ng force ng ating mga body. And then, since nandito na tayo sa dulo, kung makikita nyo po, merong P na P. So, meaning, tataas pa po tayo kasi yung P po natin dito is papunta sa left. So, meaning, tataas po tayo ng isa pang P. Kung ayan ay 3P, tapos tumaas tayo ng isa pang P, so, ang mangyayari po dito, 4P na po. So, yan. Hanggang dito. So, 4P na po yan. And then, kung makikita nyo po dito sa dulo, meron tayong 4P na pa-right. Meaning, kung pa-right po yan, babawasan po natin. Kasi, papuntang left ang ating positive. So, meaning, ang pa-right po natin is negative. So, kapag yung pa-right na 4P, so, bababa na po tayo. Babalik na po tayo dun sa 0. Okay? Ayan. No? So yan, makikita nyo kung ano ba yung forces na nandun sa diagram. So ito po ay aluminum, ito po ay bronze, and then ito po ay steel. No? So kita-kita nyo na 3P yung ating bronze, 3P yung ating aluminum, and 4P yung ating steel. No? So madali na nating makukuha. And kapag since alam na natin yung katumbas na force ng ating bronze, aluminum, and steel, dito na din po tayo papatak. So ito lang din po ang ating magiging working equation. No? So, ito po magiging final answer natin. For steel, 80 megapascal tension. For aluminum, 60 megapascal tension. And then, for bronze is 60 megapascal tension. No? So, sana nag-gets nyo po itong diagram ha. So, makikita nyo lang po dyan. Ang ibig sabihin lang po yung diagram na yan, yung PBR, no? PBR, ayan, makikita nyo doon sa diagram, 3P. So, meaning yung PBR equals po yan sa 3P. Yung ating PAL equals po yan sa 3P. And then yung atin pong PST, yan, ito yung 4P. No? And then, pagka nag-sigma tayo, sigma is equal sa P over A, ito lang din po ang lalabasan yan. No? Itong ating solution dito. Ayan. Okay? So, sana po, nag-gets nyo po ang ating mga example for normal stress. So watch the next video for shearing stress and bearing stress. Thank you.